jumping into the game. Speaking of aGaham, wearing the pink colors in the bottom here, the map is going to be Yonsu. I haven't seen this map for such a long time. He is aGaham, and his opponent is going to be Fnatic Ignite, playing for Team Fnatic's Academy in blue colors. In the north, it is the blue Protoss player.
Yep. Also known as Pink, but I'm gonna have to try to say Ignite the whole time. I don't know if it's correct on the DSCL website, because I was just checking the brackets and I think it also said Pink there still, but that's
I think he changed his name actually because of this Twitter message that I just now posted into the chat that pretty much says, I just found out there is a Korean pro named Pink. Never heard of him. WTF. And then he goes and changes his name. What the hell?
Probably because he wants to be associated with the name.
Yeah.
Thus being the only one. Although Ignite is also a name that could be used by someone else. You never know. aGaham, of course, a Dutch player, looks a little bit Korean, so I'm always putting my money on him. But very cool guy. I've talked to him many occasions, and I'm pretty sure that most of the people want him to do well in this game. And so far, he's already starting off by placing a hatchery in his opponent's face.
Oh, he's playing a cat. He's playing a cat. He's pulling off a cat here on the good old Ignite. So Ignite going to first and foremost wall this off, and as soon as the forge finishes, he should put down one cannon, or maybe even two cannons. One is usually enough if you keep attacking with the probes, which he is doing, out DPSing the regenerative properties of the now growing hatchery. So the health is not actually growing, and with that cannon, it's going to start dropping. aGaham will have to cancel that hatchery back home. He's mining gas and he's getting his pool, so he may follow this up with some sort of an all-in play from one base. Ignite's next course of action will be, of course, to block the natural hatchery for aGaham from going down.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to cancel this hatchery for sure, because there's no way of it being up, and I don't really like this from aGaham at this point, because he's just gonna be behind. I feel like, even with the refund he gets there, and there's so many things that that Ignite can do to him right now, which isn't gonna be pleasant. Of course, the Nexus can't be put down just yet, because the creep has to reduce, but after that should be laid down. But the Cybernetic score is already on the way, and with just circlings and no hatchery finished, it's gonna be hard, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, if he queues up a link speed, which he's almost at 200 gas, so aGaham not really all that focused here. He should be using that gas in one way or another. With the quick link speed, he should be able to defeat even a one base
he's going roaches. Look.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I was just as you said, like I was thinking the same thing, right? He has to get the link speed straight away. But then he plays the roach roar, and as you were speaking, so he's just gonna use all of the gas for roaches, right?
And look at this, he's getting burrow as well. This is actually really smart, because usually the response from Protoss players, if you do something like this, is they either try to slow the game down, or they go for a one base or a two base all-in with gateways as quickly as possible, which is not what Ignite is doing. His gateway research only just now started, actually, which is quite late. But he really did want to get that mothership core out as fast as possible. And with that burrow on the way, you know, there is not going to be any kind of detection for Ignite, so all aGaham has to do is focus down that cannon, and then he's got free reign of both the bases, essentially, and anytime he burrows his roaches, they are going to start regenerating health so fast. And behind that he can continue droning, right?
Yeah, he should definitely get some drones at the back of this, because he wants to do some damage to his opponent. But it's gonna still be hard, though. I feel like with the wall there, he has to kill the cannon first, right? Because else the burrow won't be any sort of effective. But the mothership core is gonna see it happen, and I mean, there's gonna be some. It's gonna be hard to do some damage here. I feel like with this small amount of roaches.
Second cannon coming up. The roaches really should be focusing down that cannon, then they can burrow, but aGaham not really doing that. Now he starts burrowing them, pulling that back. He really wants that forge, Ignite realizing the danger, activating the photon overcharge. He knows that he cannot let those cannons fall. I wonder if he... yeah, there's the third cannon, canceling the first one. Oh, actually, forward cannons. He's moving them forward one by one. aGaham still waiting for that health on those roaches to regenerate. But keep in mind, he's taking a third base behind this, he's droning behind this, he's getting his queens, so this is not an all-in, he's just trying to buy time, he's just trying to cause as much damage as possible. And without detection, Ignite cannot actually move out of his base, because those roaches are positioned in such a way that they would catch any kind of move out by the Protoss.
Yeah, he's only lost one roach, almost to there, but still only lost one roach so far. So that's really good micro from aGaham, and he is going to kill that forge. I feel like, yeah, but it's gonna go down, and a few roaches go down for that, but that's all right. aGaham is kind of making this work a lot better than I expected.
Wow, he actually made a lot out of this. The resources lost are actually in favor of the Zerg right now. He killed a Stalker. Would have been nice if he gotten that Sentry as well, but he did kill the Forge. That will slow down the upgrades of the Protoss tremendously. aGaham is building his own evolution chamber right now. He's got 2 bases fully saturated, and he's going to start working on the 3rd base. But here comes Ignite with a 3rd base of his own. This is a really cool move and a really good one as well. aGaham still trying to posture with those roaches. I'm very surprised that we don't see a Robo facility yet coming out of Ignite, since he knows that the Zerg player has burrow tech.
Yeah, I mean, should start working on that, but he's just focusing on his 3rd base. He's actually killing the rocks right now, so that's gonna wall it off completely. And he has to place at least a cannon there at the 3rd base, right? Because he doesn't have any detection apart from the cannons. aGaham, so far though, he's doing all right with the drone gun, but I still feel like he's a little bit behind after the opener.
Oh, nice job by aGaham trying to focus down those sentries, but losing all of those roaches for that. And now he's making a lot of links as the link speed just now finished, so he can try and go punish that 3rd base, but the cannon is already being walled in. The rocks go down, so the entrance to that 3rd base will not be possible via ground. Finally, we have the Robo coming up for Ignite here. His +1 has been restarted, it's 50% down. The links are on the way, but I don't think they'll be able to do anything there.
Nope, I don't think so either, and Ignite's actually just gonna send a Phoenix, an Hallucinated Phoenix down to scout about. The links are coming in, but I don't think this is going to do that much. Might pick up 1 or 2 drones for transferring, but good force fields gonna reduce that damage to almost nothing.
Now he's going after the sentries, but actually getting none. Or maybe getting 1, but losing 22 links for that, which flips the coin entirely, flips the game on its head, and suddenly aGaham is behind in terms of how well he has traded with his opponent so far. But his 3rd base is saturated. The problem is he is a little bit low on tech. He doesn't have a Hydra Den yet. He's just playing this full-on roach strategy with roach speed even, which is usually you don't see roach speed ever being researched. I mean, Zerg players are so focusing on Hydras lately that roaches are really being only used for defensive purposes against gateway timings or stuff like that. Even versus good old Immortal Sentry all-ins, Zerg players tend to go with Ling Hydra instead of with Roach Hydra.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's already the first Immortals coming out, and the drone and to probe ratio is actually pretty close, and both players are on 3 bases. I mean, aGaham is securing a 4th base, but in this position, I think that Ignite is definitely ahead in this game. Blink is underway. We do have an infestation pit, which is going to be useful, but I mean, he's making 16 drones. He's got a few roaches. He's going to try to move out, but he can't do anything right now. He needs something else. It's going to be swarm hosts.
Yeah, it is, and it was just now scouted with the Hallucinated Phoenix. But mind you, the Swarm Host combination with the Roaches is really strong. The Roaches providing the meat shield needed for the Swarm Hosts to stay alive. This is going to be the rocks go down once again, and aGaham, once he starts getting those Swarm Hosts out, this is actually a very, very good timing for aGaham here. The Swarm Hosts are coming out just as Ignite is ready to take his 4th base, and maybe even push out against this creep here. You know, with the Roaches, the Zerg has to play aggressively with the Swarm Hosts instead of playing defensively. but at the same time he does not have to rely on static defense to keep those alive, because he actually has a ground army. Let's see how this pans out, and if this composition can stand out to the multiple force fields that Ignite will be laying down. There goes a couple of them. Tunneling claws will be finished in a matter of seconds here, but they're not being done now, and those swarm hosts are in danger because the Protoss player sees them.
Yeah, but he is losing a fair amount of units to this, though. A few Stalkers already went down, and I mean, the Swarm hosts are also in danger, but I feel like this army, if it doesn't get recalled, it's gonna all die. Yeah, he had to do that, because that was actually a pretty bad position for Ignite to fight in. He is trying to secure his fort base, but I feel like if the Roaches and the Lynx go there, and the Swarm hosts put some pressure on the third base he took, there are some options for aGaham. If you check the supplies, it is really in favor of him. Of course, a lot of that is in Roaches, but he has to be a little bit aggressive at this point, I feel like.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. aGaham would do best if he attacked right now, immediately, but instead he's choosing to slow down the game a little bit, opting to build yet more swarm hosts and maybe even go to the static defense phase of swarm host play, which we so often see from Stefano and others. But he really should be attacking. He hasn't seen a single Colossus yet, and this is his biggest advantage, because without that AoE, Ignite will have a lot of problems dealing with those swarm hosts. He's trying to buy time though with a Warpism harass, and that's proving to be effective for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, the Roaches are already there, they're gonna clean it up, but it puts the Roaches back into the main base, not where they want to be if he wants to be aggressive. On the other side though, I mean, aGaham is already taking a 5th base, so maybe he just wants to go for a long game, but with just one Colossus out, without a range upgrade, he could really start doing something on the other side of the map, but he's just not doing it yet. He wants to slow this game down, take a 5th base and macro from there, but
well, he's I mean, he's doing a nice job of pinning the army of the Protoss at his 3rd base, so this will allow him to use the Roaches and Lynx to pick off the 4th. Because as soon as the Protoss moves away from the 3rd base, that's going to get demolished by the Locusts. Having only one Colossus there does not help one bit, but 4 cannons here, a recall to the 4th. The 3rd is under attack at the same time by the Locusts. They are going to go down pretty quickly, and Ignite may have calculated this pretty well, buying himself enough time to get back to the 3rd base before it falls.
Yep, and this is actually...
Oh, this is not a good position for those Roaches. They are going to go down oh so quickly. aGaham trying to do as much as he can, but not working out for him.
I don't know though, he's doing a lot of damage at the 4th base, and he's gonna remax on Mutalisks, and we've already got 26 on the way, and he had a lot of gas banked in there. He already almost finished the flyer attacks level 1. I was just about to say that I think he's gonna switch to Mutas, and he does. So he wanted to lose those Roaches. Of course, he wanted them to be a little bit more efficient, but it's alright, because the Locusts are still doing damage. There's gonna be a lot of Mutas, and there's not that much to deal with the Mutas, aside from the few sentries and the Stalkers.
26 Mutas, that's a lot of Mutalisks, man, but still, there are 21 Stalkers on the field. The Mutas have 0 carapace, and those Stalkers have +2 attack, so I don't know, with good Blink Micro from Ignite, this could go alright very quickly. But so far, it looks like the Mutalisks are doing their job. They have caught the Protoss player off guard, and it's going to be mass Stalker reinforcements from this point on. No more Colossi, unless Ignite can spend the gas. And it looks like he can. He's got almost 1,000 banked up. aGaham can actually take another base at this point, and maybe even 2 bases. He should, by all means. But the Mutas, against this ball of Stalkers, they're not going to be as effective. Still going to kill the Nexus, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, when they move with the Locust, and the creep spread is actually getting dangerously close to the 4th base, to the 3rd base there from Ignite. So if they move with the Locust, they can do some damage, but they can also start picking off the units at the 4th base, keep sending the Locust into the 3rd base, and he has a lot of potential here without anything on the field that can really deal with the Mutas. There's no Phoenixes. He's making some Archons, but they're gonna be really slow, so it's all gonna come down to the Stalkers and the Mothership Core, and I don't feel like he has enough right now to deal with it.
Yeah, he does not. Speaking of the Mothership Core, it does try to defend the 4th base, and that effort is futile, might I add. The 4th base of Ignite just now falls. Ignite deciding that he's had enough. He's going forward. He does have 3 Colossi in this army. That should be enough to deal with the Locusts, but when those Mutas come back, I don't know, man. Locusts are retreating for now. Mutas are retreating as well. aGaham realizing he has to defend right now. A lot of Spine Crawlers here, and emergency Spine Crawlers are being built. Even more of them, and the Protoss army gets surrounded by Locusts. The Observer is still in the air. Muta's coming back from the back, backstabbing the Protoss army, trying to get rid of the Colossus as fast as possible, but those are not falling quickly enough. Ignite not reinforcing the front though, not warping in any units. Now 7 Stalkers are being warped in, but they're too far away from this fight, and the Mutas are still up in the air in numbers. New wave of Locusts being spawned. The Colossi will fall for sure, and that will give aGaham the decisive momentum he will need to close out this game, as he will knock out the third, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, this was a brilliant move by aGaham, a good defense. He was actually focus firing the Stalkers and the Archons, prioritizing them over the Colossus, which was a good thing, because the Mutas were really the thing that can win him the game right now, not so much the Swarmos. Of course they support, but if there's nothing to shoot the air units, it's going to be very hard to win those battles. And with the Zerglings counter-attacking at the core base and the natural expansion, he's just putting a little bit more squeeze on his opponent, and the supplies are also ever in favor of aGaham right now.
Yeah, aGaham playing this very, very, very intelligently, I have to say. Who would have thought we would see such a crazy game after the beginning, where we all thought that aGaham made a slight mistake there with the proxy hatch, right up until the point we saw the burrow in play. I mean, without that burrow, those roaches would not do as much work as they did. And there's a GG from Ignite. aGaham, if he wins one more game, he'll pull an upset here for sure.